Boom, boom. Go live. Hey everyone, hoping you're having a great day today. Just continuing this series of just giving you more topics about my book and my coaching philosophy here at Grow with Joe. And today's lesson is we're going to talk about the importance of quitting. So I wrote a chapter in this book called More You Know, More You Grow, called The Upside of Quitting. I got that title from a Freakonomics episode where they just talked about the sunk cost fallacy. So it's an economic term where no matter how much time or energy and resources you put into something, you're never going to get it back. So if you're going to start a business in, let's say, underwater basket weaving, you could put all the money in there, all the money in the marketing, but like nobody probably wants it. So the best thing for you, instead of just continuing to put time and energy and resources into this thing, is you should just quit it and move on to something else that's going to be more worthwhile to you. And in that episode of Freakonomics called The Upside of Quitting, it really talked about that sunk cost fallacy. So some people quit their hobbies. Like I think one person quit running, other person quit their job. And so knowing when to quit and when you know it's not worth it is one of like the best lessons that you can learn. And I feel like that once you understand when to quit and then you quit those things, it just offers a lot of relief. It like gives you peace of mind. It gives you more clarity on your life. I remember when I heard that episode on the Freakonomics called The Upside of Quitting, what happened was I was working at my job as a federal employee. I didn't really enjoy it. I was dreading going to work every single day. And I listened to that podcast, and then I heard about the sunk cost fallacy, and a light went off in my head. I was like, I gotta quit, because the longer I stay in this job right here, I'm never gonna get it back again. You got to realize that every hour that you waste, you're never going to get it back again. So we only have a finite amount of time on this planet. So we should be the least wasteful of that at that time. And the way that we be the least wasteful of that time is by quitting the things that are unimportant to us. And a really good way to figure out if you should continue going or continuing or just to quit is understand the difference between pain and suffering. So like there's a lot of painful things that we have to do to help us reach our goals. It's not going to be easy. Like if you wanted to train for a marathon, you're going to have to go through the pain of running 10, 15, 26 miles to help you reach your goal of running a marathon, especially if you're trying to go for a world record. It's going to be painful, but once you get past that pain and get to your goal, then it's all going to be worth it. But the other thing is, if you're suffering through it, then that's a good sign that you're quitting. Like when I was working at the Pentagon, I felt like I was suffering. Like, okay, I'm making a paycheck. I'm really not doing anything that I really want to do in life. I'm just going day in, day out. And I noticed when I was taking the train to work every morning, there's just a lot of miserable people. I'm like, oh, I do not want to be that miserable or stay this miserable for the rest of my life. There's tons of people out there that just go to work. not liking it, hate going on work on Mondays. I hate Mondays. And then there's hump day. But I don't want that for myself. And so I was suffering through that, and it just made me realize, okay, yeah, I have to pivot out of this situation as fast as possible. And so when it comes to like having the ability to quit, the thing is you need to have resources to quit. So when I quit my job at the as a federal employee, I had my GI Bill from the Marines, and I was able to go to school. I didn't have to worry about paying for tuition, and I got a basic monthly housing allowance, which was about $2,100 because of the GI Bill. That's what it pays out in Washington, D.C. So I didn't really have to worry about money. But if you're looking to quit, and especially your job, don't just quit and just be like, oh, I don't have anything to rely on. You got to make sure you have financial resources to do so. Also, you got to make sure you have human capital so that you can go find another job and people think you're a competent individual. And then you also need to have social capital. So you need to have friends or family members that can help get you to that career that you want to have, or help you start a business and everything. And like for me, I decided to start my own business with Grow with Joe and everything. And yeah, there's tough times, like to write. It takes a long time to think of all these ideas and everything, to deal with business regulations and everything, and like paying taxes, trying to figure that all out. There's a lot of things as a business owner that you're going to have to deal with that you didn't realize that you had to deal with. And as a business owner, you're just good at solving problems, and you just solve a problem one at a time. But like, it's painful, but I realize like my long-term goal is like, if everything comes together, then it's going to give me the life that I want. So it's painful, but I'm not suffering through it. At the end of the day, I could be like, okay, I accomplished this, and this. And the same thing with your life. If you're suffering through something, you should probably think a way to get it out of your life, or remove it from your life, or delegate it to somebody, just so that you don't have to deal with it. But depends on if you have the resources or not. Or if you don't have the resources, start working on towards getting those resources. So start saving some money on a week-to-week basis, or every paycheck, something, just so that if you need to pivot out of that situation, you can do so. You're not stuck. And like I said, I think I said this in a couple, or maybe I said it on a podcast, but the thing in life is you don't want to become stuck, because when you're stuck, that's when you become stressed out. That's when you have feelings of hopelessness, because you don't see a way to change your situation. And yeah, and so by having resources, you have the option. And life is about options. The more options that you have, the less likely you're going to be stuck in this situation that you don't want to be in. And yeah, so you just got to know when to quit. Quit the things that are causing you to suffer. Stick with the things that are causing you pain, but are going to help you down the road, to help you get to your destination. And that's the basic thing about quitting. I would really listen to that podcast episode about The Upside of Quitting by Freakonomics. Talks about the sunk cost fallacy. You got to realize, like, the longer you put something into it, if you're never going to get anything out of it, then you should just quit, because it's worthless to you. It's not going to give you any benefit down the road. You're just benefiting somebody else by doing the work for them. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, you want to avoid sunk costs, because you're never going to get it back. Like, time is the most valuable thing that we have. And if you're going to spend 15 years in a job you don't like, and then finally decide that you're going to move on, then you just wasted 15 years. So, and if you're in your 20s or 30s, those are like when you have the most energy, most free time to do whatever you want. Like, if you don't have a family and everything. But the idea is that you should be focusing on the things that are important to you. If it's not important to you and you're suffering through it, then just quit it and start figuring out your next move. And when it comes to like purpose, I don't really like the word purpose, like follow your passion or your purpose, I would like to say that you should really just focus on doing important things. Is this important? Like if you're at a job and you feel like it's important, it's helping you become the person that you want to be. And that's what I say in life is you got to know two things. You got to know who you want to be as a person, and then you got to be who you want to be as a person. And you can figure out who you need to be as a person just by doing important things that are to you. So like if it's really important for you for accounting, then you just do accounting because it's important. It might suck at times, but over at the end of the day, you're like, oh, this is a really great thing that I'm doing for myself. And it really gives me a lot of like a sense of accomplishment and everything. You know, you just got to figure out what you want to accomplish out of life and just focus on doing important things. Like when I was working at the Pentagon, to me, it was not important at all. I was like, okay, this does nothing for me in terms of like filling my cup. It's just not important to me. But like doing this, it's important to me because I feel like that people need to know these lessons so they don't become stuck in life. They don't struggle. They're able to live life on their terms. And you got to realize that life is long as you know how to use it. And that comes from focusing on the important things in life. Focus on important things and quit the things that are unimportant, and you should live a good life. And yeah, there's a chapter in this book about that, about how quitting can change your life, quitting the right things. And those are typically the things that are unimportant in your life. And some unimportant things just take up a lot of your time and they're just not really moving the needle towards you accomplishing your goals. So if you need to get some more lessons on how to grow yourself as an individual, you got to know the tactics and strategies to help you make a better plan in life and to help you reach your goals. And if you want a free copy of this book right here, More You Know, More You Grow, How to Get Better Every Day, just go to my website, growwithjoe.me/book, and just pay for shipping and handling. I just created a website for that. I think I'm having some issues. So if there's any issues, please let me know. And I'm going to fix them as fast as I can. But like going back to this book, the reason why there's like a mountain on the cover, and that's why I choose my logo, is because of the word mediocre. The word mediocre comes from two Latin words, medi, which means half, and ocris, which means rugged mountain. So when you're mediocre, it literally means you're halfway up the mountain. And what I want this book to do for you is to take you from halfway up the mountain to the top of your mountain. And so you stop being mediocre with your goals and everything. Just get the right mindset to help you achieve what you want to achieve in life. And it really comes with your mind. Your mind is going to tell you what you can and what you can't do. And if you have develop that growth mindset and have a good attitude and everything, and believe that your actions can help you become the person that you want to become, then you're just going to be better off in life. And we don't start off with all the answers. I've read over 200 books, listened over 5,000 hours of podcasts, just trying to consume as much as I can, just try to figure out, okay, what are the best lessons that we need to implement in our lives to help us live a good life? Yeah, that's all we should just strive for, is to help us live a good life, but also save our slice of the world. You can't save the whole world, but you can save a slice of it. And hopefully these videos in this book is just going to help save a slice of the world, so the world can become a better place. And so, yeah, like I said, if you want a free copy of this book, More You Know, More You Grow, How to Get Better Every Day, just go to growwithjoe.me/book and just pay for shipping and handling. So hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So enjoy the rest of your day, and take care.